going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail heroic. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. False good, important news are new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird O' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hail Karoga and Qapla All, and hello world, it's Bird O' Prey 5. Welcome to another Bedlife Monday for September 21st, 2020. And yes, today has been 1 year since Nog, the actor who played Nog, Aaron Eisenberg, passed away. And I was just looking back at the tribute video I did. I put it up the very next morning, the 22nd. I had been streaming on the 21st, and Thomas Potts had updated us all live on my stream that Aaron Eisenberg had been rushed to the hospital. We had known since the DS9, I had known since the DS9 documentary that he had, in fact, some severe kidney disease and had a lot of medical issues. I had no idea until the DS9 documentary that Aaron Eisenberg was a unique person with his medical conditions. It kept him short. It kept him, frankly, looking like a Ferengi in terms of the height. Whereas I just assumed he was just another child actor on DS9, like, well, not child, but almost child, young teen, mid-teen actor, like Jake Sisko was. So yeah, in fact, I have, for those who might possibly be interested, not that this is a show about self-promotion, although it kind of sometimes is, it is available on YouTube, and I will put the link. It's only 6 minutes, so if you didn't catch it when it happened, I would strongly suggest you watch it. It is one of my better videos. In fact, when I look back on it personally, it is one of the better videos I believe I've ever done, because he meant a lot to me. The Nog character, more than most, meant a lot to me growing up. So I do suggest you watch it if you can.
Captain's log, stardate 741.
And Joseph Patrick with a €2 super chat.
Some 4 hours from Earth.
Says, greetings from the future, best channel and chat. Well, thank you, Joseph. I don't know that I necessarily believe I'm the best channel, but I will take it. And we also got a message here from Thomas. And let's see if this will show. No, that's very bad. Okay. How are we going to show this one? How are we going to show this one? I got it. Go to Imager. Yeah, let's go back to this for a second. Now, I'll get to the chat in just a second, but this is a very cool picture from Thomas Potts that I know you all want to see. I absolutely know it. It is that important. And son of a bitch. Okay. God damn it. It's not nobody's fault but my own. This happens when I try to rush things. Okay, fine. Well, we will print the screen and then we will paste it in here, and then we will highlight that, and we'll copy that. We will then minimize that. We will then go back to YouTube here. And Rock Solid also donated $2. And says, where the hell is the audio? Come on, YouTube. There is audio. You son of a bitch. You sturdy scoundrel. There is plenty of audio.
Scanning. Indications negative at this time.
Okay. Now we will go to the web browser. And there, Thomas Potts sent, he has just gotten the USS. Is it USS? The Orville, whatever it is. And I think it's USS. The Orville from Eagle Moss. Right next to the Planet Express ship from Futurama, which for those who don't know, on Sundays now, we've started watching Futurama. It is even better than I remember. We had like 30 people watching this past Sunday, and everybody liked it. We had at least 2 new people who have never seen The Simpsons, who have never seen Futurama, and they loved it. They loved it. It is the way you do sci-fi comedy, the best sci-fi comedy perhaps ever made, bar none. So Planet Express ship, but there it is next to the Orville. Wonderful looking Eagle Moss ship. Congratulations, Thomas. And yes, one day I will break into Thomas's house when I can walk again and steal all his ships. LDG Pixels donated $2 through Super Chat and says, there are blue spots because he will not let me live down the fact, and he shouldn't, that I mistakenly believed Trills had blue spots. And I still believe Trills had blue spots when I watched DS9. Perhaps my television was broken, or perhaps I am from a segmented universe, like the Mandela effect, and I've accidentally traveled into a different universe where Jadzia's spots were brown when I could have sworn I had clear memories of them being blue. So I don't know how to live with that. I'll have to find a way. It's going to be difficult. But yes, I'm in a brown Trill spot universe, the blue spotted Trill universe. The only other thing I remember from it is that the rules for Monopoly were different. There was no rule in Monopoly in my universe that if you didn't buy a property, it went up for auction. In my universe, if you didn't buy a property in Monopoly, it just stayed there unsold until somebody else landed on it. And it's not only did you could say, well, maybe I just didn't read the rules. Let me tell you, I was a Monopoly fiend. I played Monopoly, all types of Monopoly, every type of Monopoly. I had all the different types of Monopoly games. I'd read the rules. I would read the rules over and over and over again just to be sure I was playing it right. And when I didn't play it with the rules, I knew at least that technically it was against the rules to put all the money in the middle and land on it in free parking. I knew it was a variant. It wasn't an official rule. But I had the Monopoly game for my Genesis or my PlayStation or in my computer. And, I played Monopoly on them. So I would know if the official rules said properties went up for auction, they would have gone up for auction in the video games. There is no way that was the rule when I was a kid. So I'm telling you, I'm not from this universe. I don't know if I should report to somebody or what, but nobody. I call the FBI. I ask for Fox Mulder, and they keep hanging up on me. And Joe Biden donated $1. Thank you, Joe Biden. And says, please, I need you to promote me. I'm smart and coherent. These videos of me are edited to make me look dumb. Anyway, have a good Robonica. The sports were rainbow. Good morning, Monday morning. Number 22. Yes, Joe. I just saying whatever you had or have, it appears to have spread to Nancy Pelosi, who I don't believe is actually running. Well, I mean, she's running for her own seat. She does that every 2 years. But she was asked a question on a Sunday morning talk show, and she just kind of babbled away an answer like she had practiced answering a different question. And she just said the good morning and good Sunday and blah, blah. Didn't touch the actual question she was asked. Just like was reading from a script or something. I don't know. But I think whatever you had, it spread to Nancy. You both might want to get checked. I didn't realize that you two were that close. So Thomas Potts was first in the chat and says, hello, cheater. I didn't cheat, Thomas. I didn't cheat. I won 2 nights ago, a question of track, with an asterisk, but I won. And then yesterday I won on Bio Mike's Jeopardy stream. I beat LDG and Elihu. So yes, there was no cheating involved. Rock Solid says, Dear Bop, Dear Mop, Dear Nop, Dear Cop, and repeats and repeats and repeats. Later. Thomas says, I'm late. I was like hell, I was late. And Thomas says, guess I'll write 50 Dear Bops, and they are 1 word. Son of a bitch. Rock Solid says, where the hell is the stream? It's 2 minutes late. No, it wasn't. I was at worst 1 minute late. Maybe you needed to refresh your browser. And Aberjam just donated $1 and got eyebrow axe and said, new advisory from the CDC, excessive use of shoving things up your nose can lead to hallucination in the form of blue spots. The time I shoved the comic up my nose, the one time, was like I was maybe 8 years old, and Deep Space Nine didn't start for like another 5 or 6 years. So I don't think they were related. I don't think I can blame that on the Bazooka Joe Bubblegum comic that may have been up my nose. But thank you, Aberjam. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Qapla, Mike Richards, and greetings to you. A question of tracks is I can't stay for the show as I'm off to bed, but just want to drop a like and wish everybody a good time. Live long and prosper. Thank you so much. Question of track. And yes, people are talking. They are talking. They want the rematch of the century. Mountains of Elysium says, greetings, Birdo Prey, Mamo Prey, Sisso Prey, Chico Prey, and fellow nerds. Thank you, Mountains of Elysium. And he says, in greetings to Sassy, chaser of cats, eater of cookies, stalker of cardinals, defiler of cushions, and scourge of the squirrels. Ow! She's looking at me. Sassy's looking at me. Sassy. Mountains of Elysium also says, hail Karoga, long live the God Emperor Birdo Prey 5. Qapla and hail. Yes, long live Karoga. Rock Solid says, now there's no audio. Birdo Prey's lips are moving, but no audio. What an amateur. Lies. lies. LDG puts in a wave. Welcome, LDG. Aberjam says McClunky and hashtag free Nicole. Nicole is not, Nicole is not, let's shall we say, being held against her will. Okay? She's being held with her will. Well, yes, I'll say that. Dee Myers is Qapla, our beloved ruler. Berto Prey, how are you and your whole family? It's great you're on today. Thank you so much, Dee. I'm well. Mamo Prey could have slept a little better, but she's okay. And she talked to Sis Prey. Sis Prey's okay. Nephew Prey's okay. We will see them later this week. So all is good. All is good. Mike Richards says greetings to Joseph and Eastland. Burkholder is here. Hello, Eastland. 47 Yorktown says hello, young sir. Hello, 47 Yorktown. Aberjam says Dee Myers, the whole family. Would that be the orphans down the mine? No, the orphans are not part of my family. Okay, if they were family, they wouldn't be in the mine. Rocksolid really wanted to scare me about the audio. Nancy Reed, Dr. Ma'am V, PhD, says Qapla, Berto Prey. Qapla, Nancy Reed. Hey, you all in the chat. Qapla, Nancy. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Appear to be a new name. JD Ver's Boy says, hi, guys. Welcome, JD. Rocksolid is again calling for Dear Bops, Dear Mops, Dear Nops, and Dear Cops. And Eastland says, wasn't Fry a pizza delivery guy? And to prove there are no blue spotted trill hosts is impossible. Yes, to the first part, he was a pizza delivery boy. And also it is not, no, sure. It's not possible to prove that there are no trills with blue spots. But it is possible to prove that no trills with blue spots was ever shown on Star Trek, which is looking like the answer. And even if there was one trill with blue spots, I specifically remember Jadzia having blue spots, and especially in the episode Trials and Tribulations, where they were removing her trill spots for that episode, I clearly remember in my head that they were dark blue and being removed with whatever tool they used to laser off her spots. So I clearly misremember or was from a different universe, because in this universe, when I go back to that episode, the spots are clearly brown. So even if there is some trill somewhere with blue spots, it's not what I remembered at all. Mountains of Elysium says, in honor of Futurama, I'd say bite my shiny metal ass, but it is neither metal nor shiny. Well, yeah, only robots can get away with that. Thomas Potts says, bird monopoly rant. No, that doesn't count as a rant. Eastland says, Swing Shift is a good movie. Never, I don't think I've heard of it. Next week, next Cinema Saturday, by the way, is Space Camp, which is an oldie, but it's an oldie. I don't know if I'll say a goodie. It was good when I watched it the last time 30 years ago, 25 years ago. Send Max into space. That's all I remember. Thomas's Bird, did you get that shirt made? No. This was a gift. This was a gift from Mamo Prey. So Prey? Me? I bought it. It was a gift for myself. Yeah, I didn't have it made. It was World's Best Beagle Dad. I just I found it somewhere and I ordered it. Mamo Prey got me some other similar shirt. Beagle Dad. Okay. Mamo Prey got me different Beagle Dad shirts. That's why I thought Mamo Prey got it. But no, this one was one I got myself. Thomas Bot says, Kira is now on Cameo. Last I saw, she is $75. The problem now is Cameo added a bunch of terms and conditions. I've been told, I didn't read it myself, but apparently now if you're not allowed to broadcast what they do on like YouTube, and if you do broadcast it on YouTube, you've got to pay them a separate license, and you got to pay them a license for like every 30 days or something that you use it, which is just ridiculous. So I clearly am never going to pay them for that. So if that is in fact their new rule, which I didn't check, we can check later. But if that is indeed their new rule, then I'm done with cameos, because I'm not gonna, it should be, if I pay them to do the video, I should be able to do what I want with the video, as long as I'm not, making a movie and putting it out in Hollywood with the video clips. If I'm using it for my own more or less personal use. And I do consider this YouTube personal use, even if the law wouldn't. I should have full control over it. Eastland says, I waved at you and my kitty kitten says hi to Sassy. And Sassy says hello back, kinda. Saul Leibowitz says, Qapla, Saul. Dan says hello, welcome, Dan. Joseph says, Nancy Reed, doctor, ma'am, the PhD, you are indeed new to Bird. Robert Rose Jr. says, hello today, Bird will pray, Mom will pray, and Sassy, thank you, Robert. Dan23 says, the tool that lasers off the spots had a blue beam. Even if it was, it's not what I saw. John Meyer says, howdy, Bird, Mom, and Sassy, thank you, John. Dan23 says, one time a trill spots look dark orange. Rocksod says, Bird of Prey, Jinx put Max in space. Jinx and Max, friends forever. Max would grow up to be the Joker. True story. You know what? That's probably true. Joseph Patrick says, Jerry Ryan is also on Cameo, but she charges $350. Yeah, well, again, if it was only the one-time fee, maybe not. I wouldn't do Jerry Ryan. I'll tell you, if William Shatner was on Cameo, even if he charged $500, we'd have a William Shatner intro, but not with their current policies. Eastland says, when you are near a time traveler's unauthorized trip, when you are near a time traveler's unauthorized trip that changes the timeline, when the time council repeatedly changes the timeline back, and the time traveler's changes are undone, some remember. Absolutely. That's exactly what I figured the blue spot issue was. Dan23 says, Jerry Ryan is the new MacGyver. Is she? Thomas says, Bird of Prey, did you see the picture of Dax as a TNG Trill? I did. Somebody put Dax's face on Troy's body, and damn. It was confusion. It was confusing, but uplifting. Yeah, it was best. I said I titled it. I called it Best of Both Worlds. I was very happy. Best of Both Worlds. I still think that was the best title to the picture. Rocksods is Bird of Prey. Seriously, Max from Space Camp was Joaquin Phoenix. It was. Oh my God. Then it makes even more sense. Joaquin. Is it Joaquin Phoenix? I think it's Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, crazy. Piano Dean. Qapla Piano Dean. He's behind some of our best songs here. Piano Dean says, Bird of Prey, question for you, meaning me, and everyone in general. I am currently composing my next theme song. Would anyone watch or find interesting a video documenting the making of said theme song? Absolutely. There were definitely people who'd be into that. I'd be into that. There are people who are into watching the making of a Bird of Prey 5 review, which boggles my mind, but there were people there watching as I spent 2.5 hours rambling to get an hour and 17-minute review done. So there would definitely be people who want to see the process of making a Piano Dean video. I'm sure of it. Joseph says, I totally would do Jerry Ryan and totally not Shatner. I understand what you're saying, Joseph. Aberjam says, I wouldn't do Jerry Ryan. Bird is gay confirmed. Did I say it like that? Son of a bitch. Thomas says, Piano Dean, yes, Aberjam. The Piano Dean and Aberjam are two different people. I know some people get confused about this, but Piano Dean is most definitely not the same person as Aberjam. Martin Devon, did Bird say he wouldn't do Jerry Ryan? Oh, damn it. And Aberjam is absolutely the Piano Dean. Dan23 says, actors who play Dax did do a makeup test to look like a TNG version, but they didn't like how it looked, so they changed it to give her spots. The actress who played Dax did do a makeup test to look like the TNG Trill version. I don't think the picture I saw was of Jadzia as a TNG Trill. It definitely looked like it was Troy's body, and she still had the spots. She had the Dax spots. Roxodds is Bird of Prey and Space Camp. I would totally fly to the moon with Marty McFly's mom. Joseph Patrick says, Bird of Prey, was that Marty McFly's mom on Space Camp? Maybe that's why I liked it so much. Joseph Patrick says, Bird of Prey, I think it's not Piano Dean who is behind the songs. If I remember correctly, it is Aberdeen, if I remember correctly. Aberdeen is another one who has blessed us with many of the songs on this channel, but so has Piano Dean. They have both contributed tremendously to this channel and to our other channels, everybody's channels on YouTube. Piano Dean says, Bird of Prey, I am videoing pretty much the entire process, just setting the camera and to record and doing my thing. I guess I could edit it so it includes just the interesting parts. You know, Piano Dean, you'd probably get people to watch the entire thing, but if you wanted to put up edited versions for shorter videos, you'd probably get even more views. Actor says, hello, what did I miss? Reading comments, seems I missed Bird declaring his asexuality. No, I meant to say that I wouldn't pay Jerry Ryan $350 for a cameo, but I instead used the shorter one and said, I guess I wouldn't do Jerry Ryan. Which I'm not saying I necessarily would, but it came out wrong. Roxod says, who would think that Aberjam is the same person as Piano Dean? Dean has talent. Wow. Aberjam has plenty of talent too, Roxod. I didn't see you remix any songs lately. Although I think you probably could. Actor says, happy spring day to those in my hemisphere. Is it spring in your hemisphere, but not in my hemisphere? No, I guess it's not. It's winter. Today's not the first day, is it? It is? Today's the first day of fall? Today's the 21st. Alexa, when does fall begin? Tomorrow for us. Okay. Thank you, Hector. Roxod says, who would think that I read that. Oh, there we go. Roxod says, yeah, Leah Thompson and Kelly Preston were born in Space Camp. We're both in Space Camp. Gotcha. Eastland Burkholder says, Dan, is that pic easy to find? And Dan puts up the pic of the Dax makeup. Is that the picture I saw? Okay, no, that's not the picture I saw. And thank God, thank goodness. Yeah, we'll put it up in the browser, especially since it's so easy now. to switch the browser without having to hear Nicole DeBoer say her whole thing. Thank goodness they decided to change the trill to spots, because listen, I don't really care. You see, that this is where I don't care that they changed canon. Okay, the TNG trill, yeah, she's just not right. You don't want to put a face like Jadzia's behind Farhead like that. This is much better, much better. Well done to the brave people who decided, realize that we have to change canon. If we have to, if it makes enough sense, we will change canon. Rock Solid says tomorrow is the first day of autumn. You see, I could have just asked Rock Solid. Thomas Potts says Bird of Prey, the Piano Dean and Aberjam thing is from Matthew confusing him. I knew somebody did. Dan23 says Bird of Prey, whenever you get Alexa to speak, I cannot hear it. Yeah, it's because she's very low. I don't want it too loud because it annoys Sassy. But if we do another stream where Alexa's going to be on, she'll be louder and closer to the microphone. Joseph says Mawaz was about to write that. Mawaz about to write that. I don't know who you're talking to. Joseph Saul says Bird of Prey. I've met Leah Thompson in person, and I can personally attest she is hot. And I believe you, Saul, and good for you. Congrats. Rock says I have my content calendar to my right and was making my graphics to tomorrow earlier today. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, if it had been, I figured if today was autumn, I would have put it in the title of the video, because, it's a struggle every Monday and Friday to figure out what to title Bedlife. So you get names like Miscellaneous Monday and Thank Me It's Fridays. When something interesting happens, then of course I put it in. Now, I didn't want to put in Rip Aaron Eisenberg, not because I didn't want to remember Aaron Eisenberg, but I knew if we did do a tribute to Aaron Eisenberg, it would be, just a couple of minutes like we did at the beginning of this video. And I didn't want people coming to this video accidentally thinking, oh, the whole show is a tribute to Aaron, which I would do if I thought, people could sit through that. We could do an hour and a half to Aaron Eisenberg, but I know that's not what some of you guys want. Some of you guys want Dear Bop. We can talk about Aaron as much as you want. I miss him. I was so sad that he died. And I got so mad at Ira Stephen Bear because in the Star Trek DS9 documentary, What We Left Behind, he killed Nog. And it's not a spoiler. It's a year late. So it's actually past a year at this point. If you haven't seen the documentary, shame on you. At the end, they do well, not at the end, all throughout the documentary, they work on this what if 8th season of Deep Space Nine, if they went back to Deep Space Nine after the 25 years had passed or whatever, what would they see? And the station was now run by Kira, who was a Vedic. Kira was a Vedic. She was stationed on the station. It had the whole station to become a temple to the wormhole, to the prophets. You saw like religious statues all around it. There was a very small Federation crew left on it, but they were just a few people, and they didn't have a lot of power. Kira was in charge. Bajor never entered the Federation, and basically, Quark was still there. Quark still had his bar. And Quark contacted all the rest of the senior crew, Bashir, O'Brien, Ezri, Dax, and everyone else, and told them they had to come to DS9, lied to them to say that they had to come back because Vic Fontaine, the hologram, was dying. And he wanted to see them all before he died. He knew it was the only thing that would get them all to come back to Deep Space Nine. And so they all showed up, but then it turned out that Quark lied. He said that, sorry, that was the only thing that would get you guys all to come back. And including Jake. Jake Sisko came back. He wasn't going to come back, but he showed up. And why did he show up? He showed up because Sisko appeared to him in his shower back on Earth and told him he had to go to the station. So Jake came too. Anyway, while they're there, they're getting an emergency message from Captain Nog, who is captain of the Defiant, who was in the Gamma Quadrant, and he sends a distress message saying he needs to talk to everybody. He's coming back, and he's got to tell people something. And then just as he's talking to them all, the Defiant just blows up. They come under attack, and they get destroyed, and they get blown up in the Gamma Quadrant. So Nog dies. Captain Nog dies in the very opening episode of this 8th season of DS9. And so everybody was like, Aaron Eisenberg in the documentary was like, don't kill Nog. He was faking it, but he was faking crying. And, it was fun. He was yelling like, how dare you why would you kill Nog? And Robinson, who plays Garrick, he was so pissed. He's like, Ira, if you had to kill somebody, you should have killed Worf. And it was a very funny scene. But so they killed him. And then, of course, just a few months later, he actually ended up dying, which that was sad. And then, not long after that, Rene Auberjonois, who, although I didn't watch the Emmys, and I never will watch the Emmys, apparently they did some tribute to Rene Auberjonois last night at the Emmys. So good for him. I'm glad somebody did some type of tribute to Rene Auberjonois. Even that not going to get me to watch the Emmys. Where are we? Thomas is rock solid. When you are going to call the scammers again? You're going to call scammers? Rock solid says, I don't know, Thomas. It's been a real shit show for me. I'm sorry to hear that, rock solid. Thomas is rock solid. I hope things get better. Absolutely. Rock solid says, Thomas, the odds are not in my favor. But then again, that's never the case anyways. Doesn't matter. The odds don't have to be in your favor. But once in a while, you get lucky. It's enough to keep you going. Dear Bop, yes, see very soon, rock solid. Dan23 says, Bird of Prey, what would you like next Trek times? What would you like next Trek films to have? New actors and characters to return, or actors and characters that we've not seen? It depends, man. It could go either way. For all the annoyance of the JJ films, I actually thought their casting of Pine as Kirk and Quinto as Spock and whoever as the other people, I thought they were pretty good. I thought they were all pretty good. Now, unfortunately, the guy who played Chekhov was killed by his Jeep, which is most unfortunate. But the only bad choice they made in the casting was giving Scotty that stupid looking alien as a sidekick. Other than that, I thought they were super well cast. So if that crew either returned to playing the original series characters in either the JJ verse or the real universe, I'd probably be okay with it if they came up with a decent story. That said, if they're going to come up with an all-new crew, an all-new story, I honestly don't know movies is the way to go. I'd love to see, if they came up with a new crew, perfect. But put them on TV, give them a couple of seasons, give us 3-4 seasons on all CBS All Access before you go ahead and make a movie about them. And I know, Strange New Worlds, it may or may never happen, but give us, if you're going to make a movie with Anson Mount and those people, give us a few seasons of them on as a show before you go to the movie. I don't think introducing a new crew into the movies is work. I just don't think you can do background on enough people of a crew in 2 hours that you're going to make me care about them. It's going to take well more than 2 hours before I care about a new crew. That's just my opinion. Maybe they could do it if they were really good at their jobs. I mean, listen, there was no TV that predated Star Wars, right? The first time you saw Star Wars was the very first time you met Luke and Leia and Yoda and Han Solo and Chewbacca and whatnot. And yeah, you cared a lot about them by the time the movie was over. So it is possible, but it is the exception that you can care so strongly about a cast of characters from just one movie. I haven't seen it done in a long time. And I highly doubt Hollywood could do it here in 2020, 2021, or 2022. So I would prefer we see a cast we've seen before. I would love it to be, even if they had to bring in, find some reason to to have Voyager cast members and DS9 cast members on some type of combined mission. There's no reason that we couldn't have, Ezri or something be a captain, or Bashir be a captain of a ship, or Worf be a captain of a ship. And we have Worf, Bashir, Ezri, and, we have Paris and Carrie Kim and the Doctor or whatever from Voyager. We could mix the two casts and make a show out of it. They can have something. So at least we know something about these people's past. That's what I would really like to see. I really want to see, something of the DS9 Voyager, and even if it was some TNG people too. Let's see something. Let's go forward with them. It's fine with me. That would be ideal. Joseph asked his wife if he can get a cameo from Jerry Ryan. She said literally no. Resistance is futile. That's nice. Dan23 says, Bird of Prey, would you like to appear to you in the shower? No. Well, no. I mean, if it was me appearing to myself, no. Although if I could take a shower, I guess yes. Because I do miss taking showers, I'll be honest. If I could stand up and take a shower and my dad appeared as a ghost to me in the shower, let's put it this way. It would be really tough. It'd be really tough. I mean, yeah, it would be very disturbing to have a ghost appear to you in the shower, but in Jake's defense, he knows his father has passed into some type of non-linear existence. So it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility that he could appear to him at some point in time. But whereas for my dad, I'm pretty sure he actually just passed away and was not taken into the celestial temple, as unfortunate as that might be. So yeah, I would feel very differently than Jake would if my father appeared to me in the shower. It's not really a fair question. William Devine says, I don't know, that could work. Martin Devine, says, why did Quark really want them there? I think I explained it. Because Nog wanted everybody there. Nog had a message he wanted everybody to hear about. Since I already went into spoilers, basically what Nog, and if you don't want to hear it, mute for 5 minutes. Basically what Nog had found was proof that the Bajorans were teaching their religion to the Jem'Hadar, and they were going to bring the Jem'Hadar back into the Alpha Quadrant as Bajoran citizens, as the army of Bajor. And like I said, Bajor never joined the Federation, so the Federation was scared as shit to this. There was also a Section 31 part in this. Like Section 31, I think, is who ultimately destroyed the ship. So there was a Section 31 plot, and Garrick was involved. Garrick and Worf. Garrick got information to Worf that Worf then got to the rest of the people who needed it so they could find out. And we found out stationed on the station was, we find Jake came on the station, and then Jake goes up to a Starfleet officer, and they start talking, and we find out that the person he's talking to is his brother. It's Cassidy Yates's son. Because remember, Cassidy and Ben, Cassidy was pregnant, or had just had the baby at the end of the 7th episode. I forget which. But so their child grew up, went into Starfleet, and is stationed on DS9. Now, him and Jake were not getting along because apparently, like, he went to Starfleet, Jake didn't, and but they both saw Cisco appeared to both of them, and then so what happened is all the forces, like Federation, Section 31, Bajoran, Cardassian, and I don't know, Jem'Hadar or something. They're all there ready to fight it out. And that's when Cisco appears to all the ships simultaneously on all of their bridges and delivers some sort of message to them all at the same time. So that was the episode. And then they never, they only did the first episode, and they left it up to us to figure out where the show goes from there. Dan liked the DS9 documentary. Absolutely. I loved it. Thomas's Bird of Prey, the Emmys were last night. That's what I heard, Thomas. I heard it on the news, I believe. Eastland says, what are the Emmys, Bird of Prey? Surely, if they had any relevance, I'd have heard of them. Eastland says, I want all the talent to do new things, not the Star Trek universe TV shows. Okay. Saul Leibowitz says, Carl Urban was wasted as bones. The whole Spock and Uhura shipping was stupid. Yeah, well, Spock and Uhura dating was kind of dumb, but I thought they were well done. And Bones was honestly one of my favorite characters. Wasted, yes, but he did a damn good job. William Devine says, I'd be happy if they relaunched Almost Human because of Carl Urban. Call it Star Trek Space Cop. Sassy was barking at a motorcycle. A motorcycle went by. Eastland says, the writers of Blake 7 made the throwaway characters you cared about, even if they had lines, then they died. I've never seen Blake 7, but I'll believe you. Mountains Elysium says, Bird of Prey, I suggest an Ensign Kim TV show. Said 20 years after Voyager, Admiral Janeway is still holding him back. Dan23 says, Star Wars, The Adventures of Luke Skywalker novelization of 1977 film was ghostwritten by Alan Dean Foster, credited. Yes, it was. And we interviewed him. Dan23 says to George Lucas, first published on November 12, 1976, Ballantine books, several months before the release of film. Yeah, but how many people who saw Star Wars in the movie theater read the book? I'd venture 1%. Okay, probably less. Rock Solid is again calling for Dear Bop very soon, very soon. Eastland says it's a very good plot line. Thomas Potts says, Bird of Prey, I think the season 8 story was dumb. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, Thomas. Dan says, I don't exactly like the season 8 story take. Well, I'm also not telling it perfectly right. You know, you should watch the documentary before you make up your full mind. Mike Richards says, Cisco's message, cut the crap. Joseph says the Emmys awards are given to E.G. Threshold. Yes, that's true. Threshold received an Emmy. You know how relevant the Emmys are. Good point, Joseph. And Eastland says, I like Bones. Yes, the talent was wasted. And Eastland says, and I read and liked the Alan Dean Foster novelization. I read it before seeing MK Vid 5. The MK Vid 5. I have no idea what that was supposed to be, Eastland. But we are going to go from there to Dear Bops, because I know Rock Solid has been begging for his Dear Bops. So let's head on over to Dear Bops. Let's see, do we have? Okay. We've got something about the official Monopoly rules and something about Jeeps. So we'll get there when we get there. Thank you, Rock Solid. Okay. Dear Bop. Oh, wait. I'm using the wrong one. I'm using the wrong screen. There we go. This way. Why do I use this screen, you might ask? I use this screen so if people only want to see Dear Bop, they can fast forward through the video, skip around, and they can see the Dear Bop screen, and they know I got to the Dear Bop section. So even if I end up going back to the other screen, I want to at least spend like 5 minutes using this screen so people know where in the video to start the Dear Bops. Dear Bop, hello, it's me, Mario. You know my brother Luigi. He's not really my brother. He's my husband. Our son, he's a famous model. His name is Fabio. What do you think? I think you sick in the head. Yeah, you are crazy tomato something. You must be the king of Qapla. You have this stupid idea that Mario and Luigi are not brothers but lovers. No. This is not true. This is not true. Mario and Luigi are as straight as yardsticks that they don't have in Italy because they use meters. But they're as strong and straight as the 1,000-year-old those things. The things that send the water to the cities. The aquifers? No. Those things that the water goes in, that have been standing for 1,000 years. That is how straight they are. This is bullshit. I will not hear more of it. The only thing worse than Mario and Luigi being not so much brothers is that Frank and Freddy also have this fake news about them. No, not true. Aqueducts. Thank you, William. Aqueducts. Presented in Wario sound, says T-Berg. Aqueducts, yes. T-Berg says, so gay, plumbers can't lay straight pipe. I didn't say it. I just read somebody else's quote. Dear Bop, question for those on both sides of the political aisle. Should you be alive to vote? I'm not trying to be flippant, but quite serious. Yes, I do think you should be alive to vote. And I do believe that if you early vote and pass away before voting day, your vote is not supposed to count. I do believe that is technically the law. With some states now allowing in-person absentee voting by mail, by mail-in votes will be cast. There will be people who unfortunately pass away before Election Day. Will there be a large majority? Of course not, but it used to be a joke that the dead cast votes in Chicago. But in this election, the dead will be voting nationwide. Are there any provisions in place to remove votes by those who are dead before Election Day? I doubt it. If this isn't a right-leaning or left-leaning question, it's an integrity of the vote question. No, it's absolutely true, and it is an issue. It happens in all states, and it's not a new issue, as I believe all states have absentee voting. And, I vote absentee ballot. Usually my vote, I mail it in about a week before the election. And, God forbid I died between that week and I mailed it in. And the election, New York City is supposed to, because when you mail in a vote, it's not the outside of the envelope. There's an envelope inside which doesn't have your name on your ballot. Your ballot doesn't have your name, but there is an envelope surrounding the ballot that has your name on it. Now, they don't open that envelope. They don't open that outer envelope until Election Day, when they actually start counting the votes. So realistically, if I had died, they are supposed to pull that vote out and not count it. I guess they just destroy it without ever looking at who I voted for. But realistically, I don't think anybody does that, because it would take more time than it would really matter. So, yeah. And to be honest, even today, the percentage of people who will die between the time they cast their vote and the time the vote is read is, I'd say, insignificant. And further, there is no reason that it should be only Republicans or only Democrats that die between the time they cast their ballot and the time it's read. So it should be a fairly even number. So, in theory, it's going to be damn near 50-50, the amount of people who died who voted for one person over the number of people who died voted for the other. So they should cancel each other out for the most part. Of all the problems I have with mail-in voting, the dead voting who were alive at the time the ballot was sent is not one of them. And it's really, that's not something to get hung up on, in my opinion. It's like the census too. If somebody writes in, enters the census, but they die before a specific date, they should be removed from the census. But I don't think it works like that. Thomas's bird of prey, 200 million people died during the Biden speech. It will take a long time to remove those votes. Thomas, I suspect Joe Biden made a mistake. That he didn't mean 200 million people died. He meant 200,000 died. And he didn't mean it that it died while he was speaking, but that while he was speaking, we may have hit the 200,000th casualty in the COVID fight. Of course, there is zero evidence to say that any more or less people would have died had there been a different president. So it's, it is what it is, Thomas. Dear Bop, I don't know about you, but poop jokes aren't my favorite type of jokes, but they're a solid number 2. Wah, wah, wah. Let's hope, well, she's never here, but let's hope Shrolita isn't here, because Shrolita does not like poop jokes. I award you a C- for that joke. Dear Bop, this weekend was amazingly tough. I tried to keep my ex off my mind, but I just couldn't do it. From our rehearsal dinner, our decorating the venue, our racing to go our separate ways before midnight the night before our wedding to avoid bad luck, heading to the venue, seeing her walk down the aisle, with her late father, beaming, exchanging vows, our rings, our first kiss, our first dance. Being normal and not tipping my hand to my current spouse was not easy. I let myself have a few moments to myself tonight, listening out our songs, looking at those photos. Don't take things or people for granted. Never forget to tell those who matter that they do, how much they do, and why they do. I still love them. I still miss them. I suppose I always will. And you will. You probably always will. And you would be a monster if you didn't. You would be a monster if you didn't. If you could just cut out something or someone that mean that much to you and never think of them again, you wouldn't be you. And unfortunately, that's just a burden you have to bear. But for your current spouse, and whatever your current family situation is, you owe it to them to remember that you are remarried and they are your focus now. Not to say you can never remember, and nobody expects you to be able to fully forget, but just remember they're your new number one. And don't ever pick up the phone if the other spouse calls. Just let it ring. Goddamn, just let it ring. Eastland says, Dear Bops are usually silly, but not always. I feel too tender-hearted, and I need a tough outer skin. Rock Solid says, I miss my oldest daughter's mother, but going to the shooting range is improving my age. Well done, Rock Solid. Dear Bop, what is better? What is a better boyfriend, a twink or a bear? I don't understand the question. Are these terms that would be used in a bar where people of the same gender are looking for other people of the same gender? Because if so, I have to plead ignorance. I would not know which would be better, but I mean, I know that I've been told hairy men are bears, perhaps, and I'm a hairy man. But I'm assuming if this is for a woman, I'll just say, if this is for a woman, I would make the better boyfriend. If this is for a dude, any of these would make the better boyfriend. Anyone but me would make the better boyfriend. That's the best I can tell you. T-Berg says young, long-looking types or blurry hair types. Burly, hairy types. Oh, young whooping. Or burly hairy. Yeah, burly hairy, but not if it's me in that situation. Bear Prey 5 says T-Berg. Great. And we got a blank Dear Bop. Those are always fun. We should make a game. Dear Bop, the weaponized laser-guided woodchucks are prepped and ready to be released on Turkestan. We await your orders. Signed, Professor Farnsworth, Kurogan Research Labs. Excellent. Yes, release those weaponized laser-guided woodchucks post haste. Make sure they're pointed at the Turkestani presidential palace. Rock's Odds says, did Berta Prey just say anyone but... No, I did not say anyone should but me. T-Berg says, please just let me be your loving teddy bear. Put a chain around my neck and lead me everywhere, Elvis. Easlin says, wait, no, might be like bat bombs. And Rock Solid sends a picture that says official Monopoly rules, which I'm pretty sure I've seen before, but let's just check it again. Buying property. Whenever you land on an unknown property, you may buy that property from the bank at its printed price. You receive the title deed showing card ownership, place it face up in front of you. If you do not wish to buy the property, the banker sells it at auction. No, you see, that whole paragraph did not exist. The banker sells it at auction to the highest bidder. The buyer pays the bank the amount of the bid in cash and receives the title deed for the property. Any player, including the one who declined the option to buy it at the printed price, may bid. Bidding may start at any price. So not true. So not true. Not for me. Okay, maybe for you guys, but not in my world. Dear Bop, by the time you read this message, over 200 million people have died in the USA from COVID. So I want to know if the real estate is now cheaper in the USA, and if it makes sense for me to move to a country that is in a worse situation than it would be after the snap of Thanos, 205. Yeah, obviously, real estate is going to be tanking any day because we just have millions and millions and millions of empty homes. So, in fact, you don't even have to buy a home. You could probably just squat in one and you know, after a couple of years, just petition to own the home since nobody's coming back for it. Absolutely. You should do that. You should fly to the United States and take over an empty house. Preferably in Murfreesboro. We have another blank Dear Bop. I'm wondering what people are sending in that we get these blank Dear Bops. Guys, if you honestly sent in a Dear Bop and I didn't read it, let me know what it is you sent so I have some idea what might have caused the issue. Dear Bop, I live in the attic of my parents' house. The problem is they do not know that. They think I moved out years ago. Now they sold the house. Do you think I can stay here or do I need to move out? John Doe. John, it's a pretty good question. Here's going to be the deciding factor. Did the new people, come up to the attic? Do they know the attic even exists? I've been in some houses where you wouldn't even know there was a panel to get up into the attic unless somebody showed you it was there. So if you have one of those like hidden access panels that the people who moving in probably don't even know that there is an attic, then you're pretty much good to go. You're just going to make sure that if they move in, they have a regular job where they always, and I know at this time of COVID, it's hard, but assuming they have jobs where they're regularly out of the house during the day, so you can come down, browse their refrigerator, eat some food, maybe do your laundry in their washing machine or whatever. If they're going to be out of the house 8 hours a day, you're solid, you're okay. However, if they're moving in and they're going to be, somebody's going to be constantly home or they have a baby and, somebody's staying home with the baby for the next 18 years, that's going to be a real problem because you don't have any way of getting out and, doing the things you need to do. So you need to figure that out ASAP. If they're a childless couple and they have no plans to have a baby anytime soon, you probably got another few years ahead of you. And you will see the wife getting preggers. So once you see that belly start popping out, you have a couple months left before you've got to get out of the house. It's a risk, but everything worth doing is risky. That's what they say. Everything worth doing is risky. So it's your call, man. It's like, do you pull over and get gas now when the car is on empty, or do you keep driving for another 15 minutes and see just how much leeway did they really give you in the car? Now, I was not somebody who could ever do that. Okay, I had to fill my car up by the time I got to a quarter of a tank. But I know there are people out there who could do that. And you know what? More power to them. I was not one of them. Me personally, I'd have been out of the house before they sold. But you seem to have a risk tolerance far above my own. So, you know, if you can live with the risk. Do so. Definitely. T-Berg says, Bird is scripting a horror movie. Mike Richards says, Google the bliss of Mrs. Blossom. Super Blubberpuss, Qapla Super Blubberpuss says, Bird of Prey, hail, sir. I hope all is well with you. It is Super Blubberpuss. Good to see you. Thomas says, Rockstar Productions, if you don't know the rules, don't apply to Bird. Rockstar, this is true. And we got a Jeep thing from Rock Solid. Quite a few pictures. Nice Jeep. Let's see. Self-fulfilling prophecies can work for you against you. And it says here, if you can read this, turn me over. Yeah, that's something Jeep people often put on their Jeeps, because Jeeps do tend to turn over, especially if you're taking them off-road and rock crawling, which by the tires on this Wrangler, I would say there was a pretty decent chance the driver might have taken it rock crawling once in a while. So yeah, if you can read this, turn me over. It probably, I mean, it's a soft top roof. It's got a roll cage. There really probably wasn't all that much damage. If they turn it over, it very well could just drive away. And John Araki donated $1 while I was saying that. Thank you so much, John Araki. You got Journey to Eden, Spock, and Miscellaneous Hippie Woman playing music. But thank you. Yeah, so that's not, I didn't have, if you could read this, turn me over. I had, if it's a Jeep thing, you wouldn't understand on my Jeep. And I think, in fact, this is the next picture, might say exactly that from the title. Yep, it's a Jeep thing you wouldn't understand. Now, that is a type of Jeep that looks like a, that was called a ZJ, I believe. That was the 1995 to 98 Grand Cherokee. Looks like it. Or was it the 99? If it was the 99 to 2004, it's called a WJ. So one or the other. It's hard to tell when it's upside down. But yeah, it's a Jeep thing. And boggers for when dating your sister isn't enough. Wow. Wow. I don't know about that. That's actually a very good looking Jeep. I'll be honest with you. I'd be happy to drive that. And it's got a winch. And it's got that metal, this bumper. Yeah, this is a good looking Jeep. That is totally my thing. Would have been my thing. Years past. Super Blubberpuss says Jeeps also run over their owners. Yes, the newer Jeeps, they do that. Rip to the actor who played Chekhov. Super Blubberpuss, yes, right. Dan23 says, if someone sent you a Dear Bop anonymously, I don't think they will tell you on this live that they sent one. Yeah, that's true. But here's the thing. If I didn't read it, I don't know what they sent. So you don't have to tell me what you, yeah, I guess I understand. On the assumption that you sent me a Dear Bop, that you didn't care if you knew it was me. If I knew it was you, then let me know what you sent, so I have some idea if the thing's actually broken or it's just some spammer or somebody clicking submit without hitting anything. I guess I could edit the code so you can't submit it if you haven't actually added something. That's probably my own fault. I'm just saying. If it was a serious, obviously, if it's a serious thing that you entered and I didn't read it out, I want you to know there is no Dear Bop that I've deleted and not shown. And if there ever was one that was so bad, I wouldn't know it until I actually read it. But if there was ever one that I happened to notice was totally awful, I would tell you about it so it doesn't like just get skipped. And Dr. Scotty, Qapla Dr. Scotty with a $3 super chat. And Captain Shran, thank you. Toast to Captain Shran. Says, I like your shirt. Did you have one made? No, Dr. Scotty. Apparently, I just found this on Amazon or something one day. Mamo Prey had bought me a Beagle Dad shirt, and I would just typed in, and I was looking for other Beagle shirts, and I found this one. So thank you. I appreciate it. I've had it for a bit now. I don't wear it that often on YouTube because I try to wear, my shirt or DJ's shirt or something else, some related Trek shirt or something. But yeah, once in a while. I'll try to find a link for you guys. Actor says, John and Rocky, they've had like 100 years versus COVID. One, what do you think? I must have missed something. Oh, Jeeps have killed more people than COVID, ? No, John or Rocky, I highly doubt 200 million people have been killed by Jeeps. Dear Bop, what if God came down one day and just said it's pronounced Jod and then left? I'd say, Jod damn it. It's gonna take me forever to change it in my brain. Jod damn it. That would have incredible ramifications across all types of facets of daily life, including the GIF debate. It would change everything. And yet there would still be atheists who said that wasn't Jod, but it was in fact an alien being pretending to be Jod. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, haven't seen you wear one of my shirts. Rock Solid. Yeah, did you send me ones? Asked Mama Prey. No, he didn't. John Araki is lolling at Joe Biden. T-Berg says, Kneel before Jod. Never trust geeks bearing gifts. Never trust geeks bearing gifts, says T-Berg. Actor says, anyone knows the one in heaven. Anyone knows that the one in the heavens is called Dios? Especially from news groups. Yeah, GIFs from news groups. Yeah. We want to be. Oh my God, we got another bunch of these. I thought we were about done. You can't keep talking about Jod all day. Dear Bop, my neighbor keeps letting her dog shit on my lawn every time she walks past my house. So I collected the poop for over 2 weeks, went to her house last night and smeared it all over her doors, her windows, and the walls. I still do not think it's enough. What would Bird do? I tell you, Bird wouldn't have done that. No, that's nasty. That is way too nasty. Okay, and to be honest, if you were smearing it, you were way too close to it. Even if you were wearing a mask, if particles got on you, it's nasty. Now, I might have collected it for 2 weeks, and I would probably have just left it in a bag, probably put it in a box with wrapping paper, and put it as a gift and leave it outside her door, and say, as a gift, I collected all your dog's poop for you and put it into this nice porous bag. Enjoy and just like leave it at her door. That's what I would do. I would not have put it all over her doors and her house. That's nasty. That's nasty. Now, don't get me wrong. She shouldn't be letting her dog poop on your lawn, but that's too much, man. Jeff Franklin, Qapla All, Jeff Franklin, good to see you. Yes, Sassy, say hello to Jeff. Thomas says hi to Jeff. T-Berg says run it through the wood chipper aimed at her door with a motion sensor. Wow. A wood chipper would be quite the expensive piece of hardware to have for this type of situation. Dear Bop, since another YouTuber evaded the question, what is your feeling on the integrity and trustworthiness of a person to uphold the constitutional ethics last election, but are willing to ram through a justice nomination this time? Should everyone just be a sellout? The patriotic Canadian. I don't, what constitutional ethics, is that supposed to be ethics? Or is ethics some type of other word? Last election, but are willing to ram through a justice nomination this time. Should everyone just be a sellout? I honestly don't know to what you refer, but if you are referring to the fact that in 2016, Obama attempted to appoint a Supreme Court justice, but it did not get a confirmation hearing in the Senate. But now in 2020, presumably, Donald Trump will nominate a Supreme Court justice and has been told by Mitch McConnell that he will get a hearing. Those are two different situations, number one. And number two, everybody's a hypocrite in politics, so it doesn't matter. My personal opinion is yes, they should go ahead. And there is this video, and I'm not going to play it, but it is out there. If you Google for it, it's also on my forum on JUOT.net in the RGB thread, which is about 5 minutes of Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and all the other big Democrats in 2016 demanding and saying how it is absolutely constitutional and proper for the President of the United States to nominate a Supreme Court justice even in their last term as president before Election Day. Okay? Every single big Democrat said that, including Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, who is like the second to Nancy Pelosi, even though he's in the Senate. Okay? So you have the biggest Democrats all out there saying, absolutely, the president needs to do this. And now 4 years later, of course, the parties change. And now they're all saying, the president has no right to do this. Well, let me tell you, the president has every right to do it, just like Obama did. And I supported Obama doing it. Okay? He has every right to nominate. Now, the Senate, that's a different story. The Senate in the past was controlled by Republicans when Obama put up his nomination. They chose not to hold a hearing. This time, the Senate is held by Republicans, and the president's a Republican. So, yes, they should hold a nomination hearing. If they don't win, if the person doesn't get nominated, they don't get nominated. If they do, they do. Okay? The thing that was historic about Obama was that no president in their last term, mind you, their last term, the 8th year, a lame duck president, they have no hope of being reelected, has ever had their Supreme Court nomination confirmed for like over 100 plus years in their final year of their presidency, when the other party controlled the Senate. It's a lot of bullshit, but everybody involved is a hypocrite. Okay, every Democrat said that that Obama had every right to do it, and that the Senate must vote. The Senate must vote. Nancy Pelosi said it, Joe Biden said it, Kamala Harris said it, and Chuck Cheese Face Schumer said it. And the videos are there, every absolute one. They didn't say it was something they needed to debate. They absolutely said it needed to be done. And yes, a lot of Republicans said, no, it doesn't need to. But you know what? You know who didn't say not to do it? Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't say Obama shouldn't attempt to appoint someone. Donald Trump didn't say the Senate shouldn't hold a confirmation, because Donald Trump wasn't in politics yet. He didn't care. He didn't have if he did, he didn't go public. He didn't call anybody. When Donald Trump wanted to make political statements, he did. This was not something he cared about. So, you know what? Doesn't matter. Trump is not a hypocrite. The other people are hypocrites, but all politicians are hypocrites. So there is no constitutional ethics. The ethics is the president nominates a judge, and the ethical thing to do would be for the Senate to vote on it. That's what it is. Okay? And mind you, they should get 99 to 100 votes. Because this is not, is this person agree with me? The Senate is not supposed to just vote for people they agree with. The Senate is only supposed to vote to make sure the person is qualified. Yeah, is qualified to be a Supreme Court justice. Okay? And qualified doesn't mean they agree with you. And up until like the early 2000s, even justices that were the complete polar political opposites of other people in the Senate, they would pass the nomination with 90%, 95%, even 100% of the Senate voting to approve them. It's a very recent phenomenon that we don't that senators don't vote for judges they politically disagree with. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of that blame has to do with Americans that are too stupid to understand how our own government works, okay? In the digital age, it is way too easy for somebody to make a meme or to make a tweet or to post on Facebook and say, how dare Senator so-and-so voted for, Donald Trump's nomination, Brett Kavanaugh. Let's just say Brett Kavanaugh. How dare, did you know that your Senator so-and-so voted to confirm Brett Kavanaugh? And he's going to repeal Roe versus, even though he won't, but he's going to repeal Roe versus Wade, and he's going to take the vote away from women, and he's going to do all these terrible things, and your senator voted to approve him. And you know what's going to happen? People are going to get pissed, and they're going to email their senator and say, you piece of shit, how dare you vote for this guy? And they're going to tell him, I'm not going to vote for you anymore. Blah, 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 blah. And somebody's going to stir it up, and thousands of people are going to be signing change.org petitions to remove so-and-so from power. And even though they can't do that, it has no political power. That senator's going to be scared because people in his state are going to be actively angry that he voted to approve a particular person for the Supreme Court. But that's only because the people are too stupid to understand that he is not voting to say, I support this candidate. His vote is to say, yes, this person has a degree in law. This person has been a federal judge for a decade. This person is the vet. This person has, argued before the Supreme Court numerous times. This person has a brain. And this person is qualified to be a Supreme Court justice. It is not saying I agree with him or her. It is only saying that they are qualified. And that is what senators have been doing for 200 plus years. And only recently have they been forced to vote what their constituents would vote. And their constituents are stupid. And to be completely honest, this is why the founders did not have direct election of senators. The Senate is the more powerful branch of the Congress, and they're not supposed to be elected because the founders knew the people were too stupid to elect the senators directly. Okay, the senators used to be appointed by the states. Generally, the state governor would appoint the senators. Those states could have their own rules for appointing senators. And that is probably a good reason why we should again go back to the way the Constitution was originally written and repeal the amendment that allows for direct election of senators. Because it's bullshit like this. People are too stupid to know how the Senate works. And it's the same type of bullshit is what made people argue over the debt ceiling. Because they don't understand what the debt ceiling is. They don't understand. They're too stupid to understand. These were never things that should have been held by, these people should never have been answerable to the people. Because the normal people are too stupid to vote on issues like this. Okay, you need to be a politician or, have a decent understanding, a better understanding than most of how the government works. And the schools, they haven't taught government correctly for 50 years. So nobody knows how it works unless you're part of it or unless you actually read a book once in a while. So yeah, this is the problem with Twitter and Facebook and just the general ease of which people can contact their senators. And now senators have to run scared of every decision they make because they know they make the wrong decision. Somebody's going to post it on Twitter with a link to their office and retweet it. And they're going to get bombarded with emails and spam phone calls from all these different places saying, you're going down. We're voting against you because you voted for somebody for the Supreme Court, or you voted to raise the debt ceiling, or you voted for this or that. And they don't understand how politics are supposed to work. Yes, Mama Gray.
How can you get rid of the senator when no one runs against them?
Well, that's another problem. If nobody runs against them, it's very hard to get rid of a senator. It's a different issue.
I mean, I have a few ways, but they follow.
No. He can't use Uncle Paulie to get rid of a senator. I guess I got into a little bit of a rant. Sorry about that, guys.
Conversation, what? It's all.
Super Blubberpuss is bird of prey. You're supposed to set the box of poop on fire and then ring the doorbell. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I purposely would never play with fire like that. And I would strongly advise nobody to ever do that. Roxa, if you're going to just put the box of poop on her door, don't light it on fire. Roxa says, bird of prey, the blank 502 Dear Bop was mine. It was a copy paste of song lyrics on my mobile phone. Okay, well, there are some characters that just cause the form to fail. So that's probably why. If you copy and paste something from a web page, there's a pretty good chance it will fail. Thank you, Rock Solid. I was curious about that. So that explains a lot. Hector says, bird of prey, my father used to tell the tale of how tired of a coworker stealing things from his locker, he jury-rigged a 22-pixel to fire upon one that opened the locker's door. Oh my God. Yeah, okay, I see where this is going. He was so proud of the antidotal. Luckily, the shot missed. This was the doctor's guard of the hospital. Okay. Yes, lucky the shot missed. I'm always up for a good, what would I call it? A good booby trapping. A good booby trapping. But unfortunately, the laws never side with the booby trapper. They always side with the innocent victim who gets hurt. It's a shame. It's a crying shame. T-Berg says, partner up the gasoline cans and matches. Your entire system is fracked. I'm going to do it like the British in 1814. Try again, America. Thomas Potts says, attention FBI. T-Berg just threatened to attack the White House. T-Berg says, well, now you have a chance for a double lame duck president. In Canada, we call that a loon or a Trudeau. I don't know what a double lame duck president would be. Hector says, there's a normal or XOR. T-Berg says, T-Berg, how about you stay out of our politics? Thomas says, T-Berg, how about stay out of our politics? T-Berg says, well, if we don't get involved in Canada's politics, they don't need to get involved in ours, but whatever. T-Berg says, Donald Trump was too busy digging for birth certificates. Hector says, T-Berg, stay out of their rotten politics. Yeah. You have to finish the barricade looking south. And Hector is going in the atomic bunker. T-Berg says, sorry, Hector, I'm worried if they go off the deep end, Canada will be the new Portland. They could conquer us just using their National Guard. All we have is annoying pooping geese. I don't think we're in any rush to conquer Canada, T-Berg. Trump was in politics at that point, Bird of Prey. They had debates in 2015. Iowa was January 2015. Scalia died in February or March. Okay, so then what did he say? I have not seen any video of Trump saying that they should not appoint that Obama, that the Senate shouldn't do anything. I assumed if there was video, they would already be showing it on like a live 24/7 loop somewhere. So I just don't think it exists, but I could be wrong. T-Berg lives in Ontario. When I fart, Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, New York smell it. Wow. I hate to have to really digging tunnels and laying tripwires. Thomas is Bird of Prey. Thanks to the Democrats, the Senate only needs 51 votes to get a new Supreme Court judge instead of 60. Yes, that is something they did. That is something they did. And I pressed the wrong button. Consequences. Mike Richards says, oh, was that you? Jeff Franklin says, greetings, Joseph. Thank you. Can detect the madness in the house. Jeff Franklin says, the madhouse of Caroga. T-Berg says, God bless the Constitution. The founders, Jeff Franklin says, the founders. Breaking news, says Thomas. George Washington was a changeling. T-Berg says, Canada has a Senate, a chamber where people sleep in a power until they die, rubber stamping legislation. Jeff Franklin says, Bird of Prey, the founders, we don't need those changelings. Yes. T-Berg says, you should check out the founders sing, lol. Pflugerville says, changelings. Miss Londell says, the Supreme Court can overturn Roe v. Wade. The only thing that happens is that abortion laws once again are the purview of the states. Yes, a lot of people think that if Roe v. Wade is overturned, abortion becomes illegal. That is not true. If Roe v. Wade was overturned, It would just be up to the states to decide whether abortion was legal in their state. And it would still be legal in New York, in California, in all the states that have Democrat governors, and 95% of the states that even have Republican governors at this point. There might be 2 states that would really look to push it. And to be honest, I don't even think they would push that hard. It would still probably be legal just about everywhere. Now, yes, they would probably put some limitations on it, like having to get counseling or something, but it would probably still be legal. And Jeff says, Bird of Prey, liberals have books. I work at a library. Liberals have books. I never questioned that they didn't have books. Actor says, laws are like sausages. The better you never see how they're made. Yeah, Jeff says, Bird of Prey, the changelings founded the U.S. government. T-Berg says, wait for the Donald Trump president library. Har, har, har. I bet he puts the library in Mar-Largo. Is that sassy? He's not going to put the library in New York City. At least there's 2 places he could put the library. One would be in Trump Tower, and 2 would be Mar-Largo. Americans are stupid. I'll be honest, they are. Generally as a rule, we are stupid. Super Blubberpuss says Nancy Pelosi is pickled with embalming fluid. Actor says Mike Richards, he didn't mean all of the Americans, only those out of the Oprah family. Absolutely. Dogfinger Studios says, oh, hi, guy. Welcome, Dogfinger Studios. For those who don't know, Dogfinger Studios is an up-and-coming independent gaming studio that is working on releasing their very first game. T-Berg says, you didn't watch Schoolhouse Rock after school on American TV. Mike Richards says, okay. Darth Maul says, Bird of Prey, the last time the U.S. had senators appointed by governors, you were running as a benevolent president of Karoga. You trying to say I'm old, Darth Maul? T-Berg says, check his scars. Yep, Karogan booby traps. The actor says, Poland, not Portland. He doesn't want to be the next Poland. That makes a lot more sense. Addy in Stereo says, hi, everyone. What did I miss? Qapla, Addy in Stereo. You missed me saying we needed to end the direct election of senators. And I truly believe it. That's not a troll. Addy Services actor, he needs new glasses, but refuses. $10 says he'll misread this message. The actor says it's easier to blame it on dyslexia. Yes, dyslexia. I get it. Jeff Franklin says, Bird of Prey, I type libraries. Libraries, not liberals. Oh, libraries have books. Libraries have books. Well, you can understand my head was in rant mode, Jeff. Apologies. T-Berg says 3. 3 St. Petersburg, Russia. Actor says need new glasses. Need for new glasses intensifies. Thomas says TDS. Rockstar says gaming studio, you say. You forgot the what, Mopray? Oh, the light's been off. That's okay. You leave it off. Leave it off. Yeah, I'm a little less bright today. That's the light we usually have on. Resolute Germs says, hello all, what did I miss? A little rant. Darth Maul says, big, beautiful booby traps are the best. Absolutely. T-Berg says, your traps are double D, Darth. And Joseph Patrick says, what are libraries? Luke Skymauler agrees, says T-Berg. Okay, let's keep going. I got a little, and here's another empty one. And Get Rock Solid was trying to paste in more stuff. And another empty one. And another empty one. Wow. Okay. So this is, and another empty one. And another empty one. Wow. So there wasn't one at 5:02. There was one at 6:02. That's the one I bet that Rock Solid meant was his. So a lot of empty Dear Bops. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the big screen. T-Bird confirmed Bird caught up on the chat and the Dear Bops. Thomas says, take your TDS pills, T-Berg. He's living in your head rent free. Darth Maul says, Bird of Prey, if you had an app that crashed all the time, would that be working perfectly? Probably not. Probably not. Although I wouldn't, if the app crashed all the time, I would uninstall it. So I wouldn't have said app. So it's weird how that works. Like all the apps I have, by definition, work pretty flawlessly, or else I wouldn't have them. So yeah. So I think we'll de-escalate. We'll de-escalate a little. I know we got a little political heated. You guys always know I'm up for a good political debate, but I just want to make sure it remains respectful in the chat. It is my utmost belief that people should have the right to say just about anything they want, as long as it's not an actual crime, what they're saying. I personally would stand behind people's rights to say just about anything. However, YouTube does not agree, okay? YouTube does not have the same standards I personally have. And YouTube does not like to see talk about politics. And YouTube does not like to see, heated arguments and bad words and things of that nature. So unfortunately, I will have to ask that when we have these political debates, we try not to cross too many lines, and you definitely do not take it personally. Do not attack another person for their belief, no matter how much you disagree with it. Even if I would disagree with it, I'm the type of person that would fight for someone's right to say something, even though I totally and vehemently disagree. For example, I'll bring it up because I know it's a hot button issue. Flag burning. Would I ever burn the flag? No, not in that way. I mean, in a proper ceremony to dispose of a flag, you do burn it. But as a sign of disrespect for this country, would I ever burn an American flag? Absolutely not. I find it disgusting. I find it vile. I find it offensive. But I would fight for someone's right to burn the flag because it is not unconstitutional to burn it. Now, should it be unconstitutional? I don't know. I don't know how I would vote in that. I'm glad it's not up for a vote. I do know that in 2020, it is completely constitutional, free speech, to burn your own American flag. If you bought the flag and you want to burn it, and you have a permit for burning something, then it is completely legal to burn it. Now, if it's somebody else's flag, obviously that's a crime. If you're burning it in a street where you're not otherwise allowed to burn things, right? Like if I can't just go out to a public street in Manhattan and burn a bed sheet or something, that would be illegal because you're not allowed to start a fire in the middle of the street. Fine. Then it would still be illegal to burn an American flag there. But if you had a permit or whatever you needed to safely burn something and it was legal to burn leaves or whatever, and you burned a flag, I know that I don't like you. I don't agree with you, but I would fight for your right to be able to do that. I think we need people to say the things and not be afraid to say and do the things that they truly feel, because that's how we get to know people. When we make things illegal or we make them so taboo that people don't do it because they're afraid of the consequences, beyond just them, people knowing they're an idiot, then people, they hide. You don't know who they are. You might have known this person, your whole life, but because they never felt open enough to say the things they truly believe, you never truly know who that person is. Whereas if we lived in a society where people felt safe to say whatever they really believed, you're going to hear a lot of things you find offensive. You're going to hear a lot of things that make you sick. You're going to hear a lot of things you don't like. But at least you know how everybody thinks. And you can say, I don't want to be friends with this person. I don't want to be friends with that person. I don't want my kid playing with this person's kids, because God knows what they do in their house when, they're alone. But you would know. In today's society, even though it's legal to think things and say things, some things are just so taboo, you never know what these people are thinking. So I'm all for removing that. I'm all for fostering an environment of free speech and balancing that with consequences. Like, personally, even though it's totally legal for a private employer to fire somebody for something they say on Twitter, I don't think they should do it. I don't think we need a law saying it shouldn't happen, but I don't think it should be done. I think we should have an expectation in this world that we should have the right to speak our mind. If we're not on the company dime, if we're not at work, if we're in our own off time, and we want to say what we say on our personal Twitter accounts or our personal Facebook, I don't think that people should be afraid that somebody's going to print it out and send it to their company and demand they get fired. I think that's bullshit. But do I think we need a law protecting that from happening? No. It's just the way things should be. Will they ever be that way? Probably not. T-Berg says, would you burn a Kurdistani flag? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you need to go to the door. Okay, Mama Pray. That's okay. We can cut the camera for a minute. There we go. You're all set.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see anybody either, but okay. Thomas is bird of prey. Nothing wrong with burning the Kroga flag. I did 6 of them today. Well, if you bought them from me, then I'm all fine with that, because it's just cha-ching. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know if one of you will fess up to it, and if it's none of you guys, it's somebody else, perhaps. But a big thank you. Wow. A big thank you to whomever actually used one of my affiliate links to purchase CBS All Access. I actually got a commission from CBS All Access, $10, because somebody, I guess, either purchased it months ago, or you paid for a year in advance or something. I got a $10 commission from CBS All Access. So thank you to whoever actually purchased your subscription using my affiliate links. It is greatly appreciated. And as a reminder, for those who don't know, if you are interested in using my affiliate links, there's more than just CBS All Access. There's Amazon. There's a bunch of links. If you go to birdoprey5.com and you go to the affiliate link section, You see, you got Amazon, Walmart, Target, Hulu, Lego, DoorDash, and a full list of affiliate links. And there's even more. CBS All Access is one of them. And apparently, if you sign up for CBS All Access for a certain amount of time or prepay, I get $10. So that'd be cool. Not that I'm saying you should join CBS All Access, soon to be called Paramount Plus, but it is cool. There's Cameo, a Chase credit card, DoorDash, if you want to order some food, Freshly, if you want food delivered, Home Depot, Hulu, Instacart, Lego, Netflix, Pure VPN, which is a VPN I use and I trust. Shipped, StreamYard, if you're going to sign up for a pro StreamYard account, Target, Teespring, TripAdvisor, Vimeo, or Walmart, you come here to the Bird of Prey 5 affiliate links and you use my links, and that would be a way to help me and help the channel without actually costing you any extra. And a big thanks because somebody actually did it. I wasn't expecting it. It's been a long time since I've seen anything come through on the affiliate links, and I just saw it, so thank you. I saw it actually this morning. Where are we? Sassy girl. Addie in stereo says free speech should be legal as long as it doesn't hurt anyone's feelings. Now Addie's just trolling. Sassy, what's the matter? Sassy, there's nobody outside. Actor is falling into Addie's troll. Thomas Potts is Bird of Prey. You are talking like Shatner. Oh, Shatner is a wise man. LDG Pixels says, welcome to Project Prometheus's world. Welcome. Yes. LDG is going to save us all with Project Prometheus. So we just got to get through a few more years. Then Project Prometheus will save us. We found today on Twitter a free energy device. So that will power Project Prometheus. T-Berg says, did anyone do a drinking game during the Emmys last night? No. Why would anybody watch the Emmys? So we could see Threshold win another award? No. We didn't even know it was. I was like the only person who knew the Emmys was on last night at the beginning of the stream. And Addie says, Hector, your right to free speech does not trump my right not to be offended. This is classic trolling. John Araki says, Bird neither stands nor kneels for the anthem. Now that is how you compromise. Well, this is true. Actor is lolling at John. Super Blubber Push says, Schitt's Creek is so damned bad. Darth Maul says, you're right on what you're saying, Bert. Thank you. T-Berg says, so it's American beer. American beer. T-Berg is rolling hush money. Rolling on the floor, laughing hush money. Thomas says, CBS is paying off Bert again. Oh, the $10. Yeah, I guess they did. I got my $10 shield check. Thomas is Bird of Prey. I did a Dear Bop that only said hello, but it was blank. Huh. That's weird. That is very weird. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to test something ourselves. T-Berg says the home bopping channel. Blast Hard Cheese is lolling. Blast Hard Cheese says the Kurtzman pays those who think the right way. And Thomas says, I meant you were using his inflections. Gotcha. Well, that's fine. There's worse things. There are worse things. So let's go back to birdofprey5.com and let's find Dear Bop. There we go. And Dear Bop, hello. It would help if I could type. Wow. Hello. And submit. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Okay. So now we'll go back to Dear Bop. We'll hit refresh and we got, okay. So we know the one I just did. This is the one I just did. It said hello, and it says hello. So that came through. Let's see what this one is. This one is empty. Something is off. Okay, here we got one. Dear Bop, NCC News reports that the Kurdistani government will block access to JUOT.net within their nation unless the great nation of Karoga agrees to sell a majority stake in their forum to a Kurdistani company before Sunday. Do you have any legal advice to the operator of JUOT.net? How should Karoga respond to these threats? Fine. I don't care if no stinky Kurdistani can make their way to JUOT.net. Go ahead and block us. See if I care. That's how the country should respond. Especially the country that has 10 times the population of Kurdistan. They should say, go for it. See how your people, let them march in the streets and demand, and you'll come crawling back to me. That's how it should work. You don't, I'm not selling you JUOT.net. You can bug off. That's how it should be. Let's see. I got another Dear Bop. God damn it, it's blank too. I don't want to have to set up a log. I could set up a file log so that I keep a copy of what's being sent in a text file on the server. And then that would let me know if things were being submitted blank or if the email process was somehow making them blank. No AOC campaign affiliate links, says John Rock. You know what, John? I saw a video of AOC today, and I realized I hadn't seen AOC on video in months. I hadn't seen an AOC video in months. Like more than 1, 2, maybe 3. Like, where has she been? I maybe other people have been seeing her. I haven't seen an AOC video in, I would say, at least 3 months. The one I saw today was the first one, and I listened to her for about 10 seconds before I was like, oh, no, goodbye. And I closed it out. I couldn't even take her. It'd been so long, I kind of forgot how she sounded. So yeah, that was weird. Maybe other people have seen her more often, but it's not like I'm in an echo chamber because I'm hearing constant news from the other side. Don't get me wrong. But I think AOC has like actually been just hiding through the pandemic, which is probably the best thing she could do. Also, she has to run in November for her seat, so she doesn't want to say anything too stupid that could be used against her, in the next few weeks. Mike Richards' attack of the blanks. And AOL is greater than AOC, says John Araki. I agree. T-Berg says null filter bird. Yeah, I guess so. I got to filter it. Actresses, now you can see her, or a proxy of her at least, in The Boys TV series. Yes, I watched The Boys recently. I watched the first 2 seasons. Well, the first season, and now I'm caught up to season 5. And yes, in a recent episode, they had, who was 100% the AOC stand-in, doing a rally, and Homelander came in, and I don't want to talk spoilers for The Boys because I do think people should see it. It's a very graphic show, although I'm told the comic book was far more graphic, but it's a very graphic show. But that aside, when Homelander lands at the AOC rally, and without giving away spoilers, what he did, what we were all led to believe he did, I was hysterical laughing. I was laughing my ass off. And then it turned out that was just what he was thinking he was going to do and not what he actually did. So I knew I shouldn't have been laughing, but I couldn't help myself. I knew, like, this is not the part that most people would laugh at, but I found it funny. Thomas says, I couldn't even take her. Berto Prey talking about AOC. John Street says, down with the evil El Presidente of Turdistan. I am not El Presidente of Turdistan. Actor says, oh, wow. Yeah, it was. I was laughing. Resolute says, the only thing graphic about that last episode was the Klingon-like ending. Okay, first, that was pretty graphic. And I want to call it Klingon-like. Dear Bop, give me a minute, please. Writing a Dear Bop. Well, we'll hang out for a minute here. Okay, Dear Bop. The weirdest gift I ever received was from my sweet, if a little misguided aunt. At a conference, she picked up a condom in a keychain that had an outdated 90s Nike logo on the side that said, just use it. For some reason, she thought of me. Sassy's going nuts. Is that the food? Okay, camera off again. Okay, hold on a second. Let's let Sassy tell us to calm down. So it said, just use it. For some reason, she thought of me. I honestly didn't know what to think, but I giggled uncomfortably and thanked her. The last thing you want at Christmas is for your family to think you're a man whore, especially when it's unfounded. However, it made for hilarious re-gift, so it all worked out in the end. That would be very, very weird. The only thing I could say, I have not had that issue with any family members, thankfully. I will tell you this: in college, I was in a fraternity. It was a co-ed fraternity because it was a professional engineering fraternity, and one of the members was an Italian girl. I mean, she was American, but Italian American. And she was from a pretty strict Italian household. Like, they still went to church, and, the father thought she was this sweet, innocent little girl. And she was little. She was short. She was probably shorter than Mama Prey. And but she was a great person. She was very funny, very smart, and she had just joined the fraternity, and one of our I want to say this. One of our more further out, more joking members kept telling her that he was gonna buy her a big black dildo for her birthday. So her birthday comes, and she has people over, including this member. And there's a box as a gift from this member. And her whole family is gathered around the table with her friends from college. And so, like a little girl, she's gonna open all of her gifts in front of her family. Well, the person who bought that gift started panicking because he realized he might have gone over the line. He just assumed she would open it, I guess, while she was alone, or what in a room. I don't know, but he didn't think it was going to go down like this. So with just a few seconds to spare, the box was sneakily removed from the gift table and then handed to her afterwards with no one else around, and a warning not to open it in front of her, her parents. And man, she turned so red. So red. Unnaturally red. But she kept it. I don't know. I don't know what she did with it. I don't know. Yeah, uber Catholic. Uber Catholic. Super Blubberpuss is Bird of Prey. I attended the Star Trek convention back in the day during the period of Star Trek 2 through 5. Met all the original cast. Watched Majel Barrett's blooper reel several times. Very cool, Super Blubberpuss. I would have loved to do that. You know what? In all the years I've been laying here in the hospital bed, there's only a handful. No, I could count on one hand the number of things that I really, really, really bummed me that I couldn't go to. Weddings, funerals, and the Star Trek What We Left Behind premiere that was being done in New York City. If I had still been walking and had a job, if I was in my life I was in before I got sick, not only would I have gone to the New York premiere, I likely would have bought tickets to go to the LA premiere as well, because I would have wanted to be there. I would have been a major backer on What We Left Behind. I would have bought one of the things to go out to dinner with some of the cast members. I would have been on the red carpet in LA and in New York for the What We Left Behind documentary. I was one of the most major things that I really missed that I know I would have done had I been able to, because that's how much DS9 meant to me. It was really would have been a dream come true type thing. And I'd say it's the only thing other than family weddings and funerals that I really wished I could have done that I had to miss. Another blank, Dear Bop. Another blank, Dear Bop. Guys, if you're doing this on purpose, just let me know. Dear Bop, my whole class once got detention because I drew a penis with a glue stick on the whiteboard, and when the teacher went to wipe off the board, all the fluff came off and stuck to the glue. I never got in trouble for it because my whole class found it too funny to tell the teacher it was me. That is hilarious. Although I don't condone the destruction of school property. Mamo Prey has it. Well, yeah, Mamo Prey has a short story about a penis on a chalkboard. Okay, so in what was it, fifth grade? Fifth grade.
Christmas.
It was around Christmas time, and all the kids, we were drawing. What were we supposed to be drawing? We were decorating. We were drawing decorations for the classroom. And this one girl, who we'd call a nerdy girl, for sure. Yeah, she was also Jewish, so it's not like Christmas was a big thing for her. But Mamo Prey, who was PTA president at the time, came into the class for whatever reason, and the teacher, Mr. Well, I'll leave the name out because he's still alive, and he's still accessible. He says, Mrs. O'Prey. Well, he says to the girl, who we'll call Shelley. Shelley, you can't draw that, or you can't do that. He's like, Shelly, that looks too much like a penis. And Mom O'Prey comes in. He's like, Mrs. O'Prey, doesn't this look like a penis? Tell Shelly she can't draw it. It looks too much like a penis. Something to that effect. It was supposed to be a bell, a Christmas bell, but it was. I don't recall actually seeing it because Mom O'Prey was there, and I just hearing penis, and I was shaking my head probably, but it was hysterical. And you'd have to be there, especially considering the girl in particular that was doing it. She ended up becoming valedictorian of the junior high school and the high school I went to. Although she should have been salutatorian, valedictorian. She robbed another girl of the valedictorian. Technically, her parents robbed the girl. I doubt she cared much. Yeah, Mom O'Prey was speechless. Thomas is Bird of Prey. Would you have done YouTube? To be honest, Thomas, no. If I had not gotten sick, it's very unlikely I would have started a YouTube channel. Oh, I had a YouTube channel just to upload videos for friends and family. I wouldn't have started like doing this. Super Blubber pushes Bird of Prey. I would have taken you, buddy. Godspeed. Well, thank you, but yeah, it just wasn't possible. Darth Maul says, "Oh, that's what's beating the eraser is." That's not penis. This is a penis. Proceeds to draw on the board. Yeah. That could have worked out. Okay. Our last Dear Bop of the night, because I've got to eat dinner, is blank. Sons of bitches. God damn it. It's like I know some of you are putting in blank Dear Bops. I know it. I know it's happening. For Rock Solid tried to tell me there was no audio at the beginning of the stream. But now you're going to cause me to code in a freaking log system so I can actually log and see that you're putting in blanks and not get pissed at myself that there's a coding issue or an email issue. This is just the way things are. This is the way things are. So, guys, thank you all so much for being here. And I hope you enjoyed another episode of Bedlife. Bedlife. And I think we will end it on Piano Dean's wonderful rendition of Bedlife. And I will see you guys sometime tomorrow. Sassy has a vet appointment, so it will be afternoon sometime. I know that much. I'm not exactly sure what time. Vet's supposed to be here between 1 and 1:30, so maybe right after, maybe a little later. Farewell, Columbus, Ohio. What is a Dear Bop? No, Dear Bop. A Dear Bop. So thank you all, and we'll sing Piano Dean will treat us all to some Bedlife. Oh, and LDG Pixels puts in a $2 super chat and says, Bird, they are really being blanked out. Does that mean that you're submitting them blank or that I'm getting them blank? It sounds like you're saying I'm getting them blank. Okay, if you're pasting in something from another web page, I'm not going to say that it shouldn't work, but I understand that it doesn't. If you're actually typing in something and it's not, son of a bitch. I dropped the thing and I started playing Hail Karaoke. I wasn't intending to play this, but we'll wait. Wow. Okay. No, it's not working. It's not working. Okay, yeah, I didn't load it into memory. It's not going to work. Resolute says that means we found the guilty party. Thomas spots his bird of prey. Cinnabon has gone crazy. Oh no, what has Cinnabon done? What has Cinnabon done? By the way, I hope Cinnabon the bunny is doing well. Because I heard that Cinnabon the bunny was sick yesterday or the day before. What is Cinnabon doing? Yes, I want to leave YouTube. Not forever. Live now. Man on horseback leads police chase in Illinois. Okay, I get it. That's funny. Go Cinnabon. I'm gonna write that. Go Cinnabon. There we go. Yay. I hope Cinnabon. Is there a video to this? No. I hope Cinnabon makes a safe getaway. Poor Cinnabon. Poor Cinnabon. Darth Maul says blanked out as if the words were censored, like a censored word. You know, it is quite possible that if you're using a word like Viagra or something, that the firewall is blanking it out as spam. I'd love to know if people are seeing any type of pattern in what gets blacked out, or if you're using a word that, you know, is a common spam word. That could be part of it. That could have something to do with it. Let me know, guys. Let me know offline if you don't want to share it publicly, if you have any other info. Otherwise, I will try to log it. But if it's the firewall blocking it, probably wouldn't even log it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, have a good night, all. Qapla and bird out. Thomas says, when I use my phone, it works, but not my iPad or PC. Okay, you know what? And nothing is working. Bedlife's not working either. That sucks. Okay, well, I guess then it's just going to be bird out. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas, if you could, just as a end, let me know if you're typing it in directly or if you're using copy and paste. If you're copy and pasting something, or if you're typing it in directly. Thank you. Bird out. Qapla. I'll see you guys next time. And of course, even this one doesn't want to play. What the hell is wrong with this? Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPrey5.com, the new home of everything BirdoPrey5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPrey5 or on BirdoPrey5.com. Take care.